Have you ever walked out of a visit with your doctor feeling like that wasn't right, or that wasn't enough, or that something is missing? You're not imagining it. Many women walk around with early signs of metabolic dysfunction, cognitive decline, or hormone imbalance and don't even know it. Why? Because the right questions weren't asked and the right tests weren't ordered. Most routine lab panels, those basic tests your doctor runs once a year, are outdated. They are not designed to catch the deeper, more subtle shifts happening in your body during midlife. And they certainly don't help you stay sharp, strong, and energized for the long haul. Today, I want to walk you through 5 lab tests that could completely change the way you understand and approach your health. Tests your doctor may not have ordered, but should. Hi, I'm Dr. Mana, your friend and functional medicine doctor. Twice in my life, medicine failed me. Now it's my mission to find the truth for myself, my family, and for you. So here we go. Test number 1, ApoB, the better cholesterol test. You've heard of LDL, the so-called bad cholesterol. But here's the thing. LDL is just a measure of how much cholesterol is floating around. It doesn't tell you how many particles are carrying that cholesterol. And it's those particles that damage your blood vessels. That's where ApoB comes in. Think of ApoB as the particles that carry the cholesterol. If these particles ram into the road, into your blood vessels, damage happens. 1 ApoB equals 1 potentially dangerous particle. High ApoB means more atherogenic particles that can harm your blood vessels, more particles ramming into your arteries. Or think of it as more like bullets hitting the walls of your blood vessels, including the ones in your brain. And that raises your risk for heart attacks, for strokes, and cognitive decline. Why isn't this test standard? Great question. It should be. It's inexpensive, accurate, and predictive. So if your doctor still relies on just LDL, this is your sign to ask for ApoB. Test number 2, Lp(a), your hidden genetic risk for heart disease. This one is tricky. Lipoprotein A, or Lp little a in parentheses, is a stealthy genetic risk factor for heart disease, for stroke, and aortic valve problems. It travels in the blood like LDL, but it's stickier and more prone to causing clots. What's wild is that 20% of the population have high Lpa and don't know about it because it's not included in a standard lipid panel. And here's the kicker. You only need to test it once, or so we believed so far. We know it's genetically set, but recent clinical data show that Lpa can be reduced through diet, lifestyle, and a few specific supplements. If you or a family member had a heart attack or stroke at a young age, or if your cholesterol is normal, but something still doesn't feel right, get this test. Although, I had to say, if you have high Lpa, you might not know at all because there's no way to feel something might be off. It's just something to ask your doctor for, especially if there's family history of any kind of heart disease. Test number 3, insulin, or better still, fasting insulin. This is your metabolism's early warning system. You've probably heard of hemoglobin A1C or fasting glucose. But by the time these 2 metrics become high and abnormal, your body has been struggling for years. Fasting insulin is the canary in the coal mine. Every time you eat, your pancreas releases insulin. But when insulin stays high over a period of time, your cells start to ignore it. That's insulin resistance. High fasting insulin equals insulin resistance. Often, that is the first domino to fall in metabolic disease, in diabetes, even cancer and dementia. Insulin resistance has been linked to Alzheimer's disease, so much so that some researchers call it type 3 diabetes. It's also tied to weight gain, fatigue, inflammation, and hormone disruption. Fasting insulin tells you how your body is really managing energy, and it's an essential number to know in midlife. If you have high insulin, there is a lot that you can do by yourself to lower it. If it's been a while since you've had high fasting insulin, you may need some more help, and that's what your doctors are there for. Now let's move on to test number 4, homocysteine. This is the inflammation wildcard. Homocysteine is an amino acid. You need it in small amounts, but when levels are high, it becomes toxic. High homocysteine damages your arteries, interferes with detox pathways, and revs up inflammation. It's linked to heart disease, strokes, dementia, and autoimmune flares. It's also a clue that your methylation cycle may be struggling, often due to low B12, low folate, or genetic mutations like the NTHFR, which is not uncommon. This test tells us if your body is clearing toxins efficiently, repairing DNA, and managing oxidative stress. And yet it's rarely ordered. Test number 5, FSH, the midlife hormone decoder. FSH stands for follicle stimulating hormone. Rising FSH levels are one of the earliest signs of perimenopause. But FSH isn't just about fertility. It tells us about your brain hormone communication. And that matters because your hormones aren't just about reproduction. They affect mood, memory, sleep, bone density, metabolism, and yes, sexual health. Tracking FSH is like checking your hormone compass. It helps us understand where you are in your health journey. So why does FSH fluctuate so much? The simple answer is that perimenopause is messy. Some cycles are ovulatory, others are not. FSH can be 50 in one cycle and 5 the next, even in women nearing menopause. So timing matters. It's best to test FSH on cycle days 2 to 4. But many women no longer have predictable cycles during perimenopause, so it can become a little bit challenging. Also, one elevated FSH doesn't mean that much. 2 elevated levels a month or so apart is more telling. And a normal FSH, like a low FSH, it doesn't mean you're fine. Many women with normal FSH levels can still experience brain fog, hot flashes, mood swings, insomnia, irregular periods. So, I'm sure you already know this. We look at your symptoms plus the levels of estradiol and your levels of progesterone and the overall context. That's what helps us make a better diagnosis and a better plan for you. So what now? These 5 tests, ApoB, LPA, fasting insulin, homocysteine, and FSH. These can radically reshape how you understand your health. They reveal what's going on beneath the surface long before a diagnosis. So if your doctor hasn't ordered these in the past, it's not necessarily their fault. They're working inside a system that values reactive care, not proactive prevention. But you can change that. Ask for the tests. Demand deeper answers. Your body, your brain, and your future self will thank you. And if you need help interpreting these labs, designing a strategy, or getting to the root of your problems, I've got you. That's what we do at Aruna Personalized Medicine. Thank you for watching. Please share this video with someone you care about, because midlife isn't the beginning of the end, it's the start of your metamorphosis. I'm Dr. Mana, and I'll see you in the next episode.